and welcome to another episode of Set Up for Success. Thank you once again for all your comments, your shares and your support. Please remember to subscribe, which is just beneath the video here, and to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it in advance. Now today we're going to be looking at self-image, and this has come about just basically through a video I saw with a father speaking to his baby. It was a toddler actually, and he was confessing positive words over his child. Those of you who are in the Christian circles, you probably would have heard of positive confessions, where you speak the word and you believe that the word of God has the power to change your life. This is based from the Bible, scripture verse that says, life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it shall live by it. And we believe that you can speak life into your very life, and you can speak death, all based upon your words. Now this father, he said just one sentence that really struck me. He was giving his child a lot of confessions, but one sentence in particular he was asking his child to repeat up to him was, I am black and I am beautiful. And it made me think, I wonder if our parents given us such a line to confess from we were a baby, if that would have altered the trajectory that black people have taken. Because I see amongst black people a lot of negativity about themselves, a lot of self-hatred, a lot of unease and a lot of unrest. And that comes from so many different areas. A self-image is like a portrait that we carry around about ourselves. And if we're carrying around a distorted image of ourselves, that will affect the way we think about ourselves, the way we act, the way we believe, the way we go for things. We'll be forever thinking, well, I can't get that because I'm black. I can't get that because I look like this. It will alter our belief about ourselves and about our lives. It's almost like being in one of the fairground rides. They used to, back in the day, have fairground rides. It was a ride that it was like a funny house or a crazy house, something like that. It was just a house where you'd got paid to go in, and there'd be lots of different mirrors, and those mirrors would give you a very distorted image of yourself. You know, it might make your head look really big, or then the next one you move to, your belly would be huge and you have these teeny weeny legs, but it never truly reflected who you are. And that's what a negative self-image does. It gives you an altered and distorted reflection of who you really are. Now, if you're a Christian, you believe that you're made in the image of God. So you are perfect just the way He's made you. However, due to things that we've seen and that we've heard during the course of life, that has altered our perspective, especially as black people. Now, 3 areas that I've really seen a negative self-image in black people portrayed or displayed throughout the children is, number one, them seeing themselves on TV. I shouldn't say see themselves, they're seeing black people represented on TV. A lot of the times, if you've got a video that you're showing them, and if there's black people in it, a lot of the times you can see the unease by the giggling, the chatter, the movement, and you can tell, I'm just not comfortable with this. You won't really see much movement or anything by the white children, but you'd see that in the black children. And I think the main reason for that is a lot of the time on TV, we're not portrayed in a positive way. We're not portrayed as the winner, as the star, as the person who comes out on top. And majority of the time, it's portrayed in in a way in which we're needy, we're wanting something, we're lacking something. I remember one particular video we had to show the children at school. I think it was all about fair trade, and they were looking at the farmers, and obviously the farmers were poor black farmers. And then they'd say, oh, let's go over and speak to Professor so-and-so in Cambridge. And that person happened to be white. And then they'd go back to the farmer and they'd be talking to another farmer in Africa. Then they'd say, oh, let's go over and speak to Dr. So-and-so and in Oxford. And that person again happened to be white. So you can see the comparison. And again, all those things help to give the children a poor self-image. If every time they see someone who looks like them portrayed in the media, the person's in a position of subservience or they're lower in rank or status, it doesn't help. Now, another area in which I see our children displaying a poor or a negative self-image is in the area of their name. If you're doing the register, you'll find that a lot of children may have names that are from their native African country. So for example, it might be a Yoruba name, it might be an Igbo name, and if you call the register and you call out that name, it's almost as if the child is cringing to be called that name, and they'd give you an alternative. So for example, Damilola, could you call me Lola please? Or Ayomidi, could you call me Ayo please? Or they'd give you an English alternative, can you call me Michael? Can you call me James? They really want to push themselves as far away as possible from their African name, which always have such beautiful meanings. And it's quite a shame really that they really don't want to have that name or to be known by that name because of the way others might perceive them, the way others may make them feel, rather than being proud of their name, proud of who they are, proud of where that name has come from. Another thing you'll notice amongst the black children, those who come from a country that has a language, the vast majority of these children will not be able to speak that language. And I find that quite strange when you consider children who have Polish parents or Bangladeshi parents, or parents who speak Arabic or Kurdish parents. These children always tend to be fluent in their parents' language. They can speak it. They even go on to take mother tongue GCSEs. They're proud of it. Whereas children who their parents might speak Igbo or Yoruba, it's very rare, and I've never actually seen two children just break off into Yoruba and speak that throughout my entire time of teaching, or two children start speaking Ga, Fanti, Twi, Ewe. I've never heard that. They'll say, oh miss, I can't speak it. My parents thought that if I learnt that language, I wouldn't be able to speak English properly, which I find quite weird. When you look at the other children from other countries or from parents from other nationalities speaking perfectly fluent English, their parents speaking the language boldly and confidently to their children, the children speaking it boldly and confidently back to their parents and being able to speak English, whereas children from the mainly West African, because the children who are from the colonized nations who tend to speak French, Portuguese or Dutch, again they're quite proud of that language that they can speak. But it's those who are mainly from the indigenous African language countries that speak those languages will not speak it, and that is quite a shame. I mean, big shout out to my friend who is running a course on Twi in Tottenham College. Amazing. And if you can, go and sign up. That was free, by the way. She didn't ask me to say that. But yes, I think it's important for our children to have that, to know their language, to speak their language, to speak it with confidence. And parents, this will only happen if you speak it confidently with them. So I look at the children, I look at the way they behave, and I think it's important for us to nurture that self-image. And going back to the video, speaking to them and telling them black is beautiful, not just depending on society to put their views on our children, but us, first of all, telling our children from home, from the cradle, from their babies, you are black and you are beautiful, so they do not grow up with a distorted self-image. Then they do not grow up thinking that I'm less, that I'm not as worthy as other people, that they're constantly measuring themselves against other people and always coming up short. So here are my tips on how to raise a positive self-image in black children. So first of all, I thought that we could monitor the words that are coming out of our mouths towards black people. And when we're speaking about black people, be positive, be encouraging. And if you can't be positive, if you don't have an encouraging word to say, don't say anything at all. Number 2, monitor the images that you have around your house or the images that you allow your children to see about black people. So make sure you have lots of positive photographs of black people, and not just fair black people with long straight hair, but really dark people, so that your children can see really dark, beautiful people, so that they don't feel that there's something wrong with them when all around them is just images of white beauty. And especially if you've got pictures of Jesus, which I don't think anyone should have pictures of Jesus because we don't know what Jesus looked like, but I really hate seeing pictures of a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, considering the fact that Jesus was from the Middle East. It's not reflective, and it makes children feel distance towards him, because it's like, well, he doesn't belong to me, or he doesn't represent me, or he can't possibly understand what I went through. I'm not being racist here. This is my opinions. So monitor the images that you have in your house surrounding people of colour. Number 3, when watching TV and you see something negative or something that's not true about black people, don't just have an awkward silence or leave it there, or just brush it over or ignore it as if it never happened. Have conversations about it. Talk to your children, say that really wasn't right what we just saw there, or that isn't correct. That's not the way we are as black people. Speak to your children, get their feelings about it, find out if they're hurt, find out if what they're feeling, how it affected them, but don't just leave it with an awkward silence. Number 4, ensure that you yourself are treating everyone fairly. So you may have children who are different complexions, or cousins or friends of different shades, different colours. Don't be treating people who are white or are light skinned with preferential treatment, and treating people who are darker skinned more harshly. Treat everyone fairly, treat everyone kindly, love everyone, so that your children will grow up being just like you, being fair, being equal, and loving everyone, not based on skin colour, not based on anything else. Number 5, show them positive black role models. Show them pictures of scientists, inventors, professors, businessmen, entrepreneur, black people who are doing extremely well and who have done incredibly well, who have made a mark in society. Not just rap stars, pop singers, sports stars. Yes, they've done well and congratulations to them, but they're not the only people or black people that have done well. So find books that have black scientists and inventors, etc., and encourage your children to read about them. And that leads on to the next one, number 6. Get them books that are written by black authors and where the main protagonist is a black person. And read it with them, find out about them, talk to them about these books. And there are a lot of black authors out there now. Support them, encourage and give them our encouragement. Number 7, speak your mother tongue. Speak your language to your children. Speak it confidently, boldly, amongst yourselves as a couple and to your children, and encourage your children to speak it back to you. If they make a mistake, do not laugh. A lot of children say, if I speak my language, my parents laugh, or my cousins laugh, my aunties laugh. No, if they speak it and they make a mistake, correct them. Show them how to pronounce the words properly. Get them videos, get them books, take them home for a while. You know, for the 6 weeks holiday, take them home and, you know, get them speaking the language fluently. Just encourage them to enjoy being black, enjoy being who they are. They are no less than anybody else, and they have just the same rights and same chances of success as anybody else. I hope you found this video helpful. Please give me your comments. What are your views on the things that I've said? Do you think our children are suffering from a negative or a poor self-image? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, thank you for watching Set Up for Success. Bye-bye.